What's going on, fight fans? It's your man Keith Fitzgerald, aka Fitz. Like or subscribe to my page, or you could hit me with some comments below based on anything you guys see out there, or email me at apkfitz@gmail.com. I'm just gonna do another video in reference to the card that's on Showtime at the StubHub Center in Carson, California, August 16th, between Sean Showtime Porter and Kel Special K Brook. And this is an excellent card from top to bottom. And I see these are the cards that I'm looking to do analysis on. You know, not that crap from last Saturday. Oh, and by the way, how did those fights go? You know, they were really competitive, man. I was like, you know, anybody could win those fights, you know. Yeah, right. You know, they were blowouts just like everybody knew. And I'm happy that they had low ratings. They were a little bit over 600,000 based on the research that I had. And those are really, really modest, if not, you know, very low numbers for a main event Showtime card triple header. So I'm glad they did horrific numbers for the most part. And that's just the only way you can let these people know that, you know, they have to put on competitive fights by not watching the event at all. But enough about that. You know, our thing right now is basically a great card, and the leading fight is going to be between Sean Porter and Kel Brook. And I want to talk about these guys. I mean, these guys are in their prime. Sean Porter is 26 years of age, and Kel Brook is 28. Now, let me tell you, Sean Porter is about a 2.5 to 1 favorite. So he's the one that they're stating that should win this fight, and for good reason. And, you know, he has a better resume. He's been on ShowBox. So you guys who've had subscriptions to Showtime, this is not the first time that you've seen Sean Porter in action. So again, I watched a lot of Sean Porter fights when he was on ShowBox. I thought he was a good fighter. You know, he had skills. You know, I put him in the realm of somebody like Gary Russell Jr. You know, somebody who has, you know, boxing ability, but I never really thought he would be as powerful as he has been in his last 2 or 3 fights. I mean, if you look at the fights that he's had with Devin Alexander, which is, you know, a competition in my opinion, and Paulie Malignaggi, who is a very good defensive fighter, he blew those guys out. So I'm very aware of his development from going from ShowBox to these main event fights, and really, I mean, he knocked out Paulie Malignaggi, who went, you know, through hell with Miguel Cotto in his prime and didn't get knocked out. He had his jaw broken, the whole 9. But then with Sean Porter, within 4 rounds, he just completely blasted him. You know, went right through him, knocked him almost damn near through the ropes. You know, had him on the outside of the ring apron. And, you know, Paulie Malignaggi has not been fighting since. If you don't know who he is, you know, he's a broadcaster for Showtime Boxing. And he's doing a pretty good job at that as well. So, great inside fighter. You know, reminds me of a little bit of somebody like Mike Tyson. I'm not trying to say he's Mike Tyson, but I'm just trying to say he has the inside game of somebody who could get under you, throw those inside hooks, uppercuts, you know, straight lunging punches that are coming forward. If you're not on your A game, this guy can do serious damage. Now, to talk a little bit about Kel Brook, he's about a 2 to 1 underdog, so you'll get double the money if you do take him. And he has a great record. His name, let me tell you about the records as well. Sean Porter is 24-0 with 15 knockouts, and Kel Brook is 32-0 with 22 knockouts. So this is a great card and great main event because both these guys are young in their prime and they're both undefeated. So Kel Brook, and he's from England, so he carries, I mean, what I believe a great audience, great fan base. He's from Sheffield, United Kingdom, so all the UK fans are really, you know, under this guy. and he's a big attraction over there. So he's beaten guys like Shevchenko. If you don't know who Shevchenko is, he beat Ricky Hatton, in his comeback, and stopped him, knocked him out, put him back into retirement. So Shevchenko is a really good fighter, and then he fought a guy named Carson Jones twice, one by decision, and then the other one he knocked him out. So again, I stated the better resume is on Shawn Porter, but Kell Brook, he has more wins, has more knockouts, and don't underestimate this guy. I've seen him fight. I've seen maybe the last 3-4 fights of his, and he has great boxing skills. He has a great feint where he can, cause you to throw a punch when you think his punch is coming, and come over the top with the right hand. He has some some ability where he can use his jab, combinations. He has great footwork. Like I said, he's in his prime. He can take a punch, and he's coming to win. This is not a guy that's going to come and just lay down and try to get a paycheck or whatever the case may be. This guy is trying to take the belt, and this is going to be a great card from top to bottom again. So again, it's going to be action packed. I would definitely warn anybody who wants a good fight to watch this fight. And again, this is going to be at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. If you watch any fights there, it's an outside ring. The fans are rampant. They're rambunctious. They're loud. They're energetic. So they cause a lot of these boxers to fight harder and press the action. You're not going to see a lot of running at the StubHub Center, and if you do, they'll boo you in a minute. So again, this is going to be a fairly competitive fight. Now, my outcome is if it's a boxing match, to be honest, I do believe Kell Brook is a better boxer. But if it's an action-packed power punching event, I got to go with Shawn Porter based on what he's done with better competition. And because it's at the Carson StubHub Center, I'm gonna have to go with Brock on this one, either by late stoppage or unanimous decision. So that's my call on that one. Shawn Porter, like I said, he's on his way to the top. If he can get through this fight, he has guys like Keith Thurman, Robert Guerrero, Adrian Broner, Danny Garcia, even guys like Floyd Mayweather, at his beck and call. This guy is on the fast track to stardom, and he has a great personality, very classy, and again, I look forward to him coming out the victor at this particular location with this opponent. But again, I do not underestimate Kell Brook. I see this to be a very competitive fight. I see Kell Brook to pretty much make it a very hard pressing fight for him. But like I said, I do believe with Shawn Porter's power in his most recent fights, he's going to pretty much dominate in terms of the power category and have Kell Brook reeling after multiple punches from the inside, going down to the body, coming up to the top, uppercuts, pushing him up against the ropes, pretty much have him on his back foot and thinking about, not being hit by a counter shot, etc., or a shot at the same time. So that's how I see that fight going. Again, it's a great card from top to bottom. So you also have a fight between Sakio Bika, and I'm not going to go into so much detail with that, but you have Sakio Bika versus Anthony Durrell 2. The first fight was a draw, and again, this is again at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. It's going to be a rampant, raging, fan base where they're going to be excited to see guys punching. They're going to make sure that the action is there. So both of these guys really press the fight. Sakio Bika is a little bit of a dirty fighter in my opinion. He throws punches borderline, to low. You know, he'll grab you, hook you, throw you down, whatever it takes. You know, he's not the cleanest fighter, but he has power. And you know, Anthony Durrell, he has a record, just to let you know, it's 26 wins with 22 knockouts and no defeats. So he has power too. And I do see this to be a very competitive fight. I really don't know who's going to win this fight. This is really a 50-50 fight. You know, whoever lands, you know, the bombs, you know, and demonstrates their will to press the action and you know, take the other guy's will, I believe will win this fight. But I do look for this fight to end in KO or technical knockout fashion. You also have Figueroa, who's fighting Estrada in a lightweight title fight. And by the way, the Sakio Bika fight is for the WBC Super Middleweight Championship. So again, you know, you have a third fight on that particular card. And again, Figueroa is green, but Estrada doesn't have a great resume. So I do see Figueroa, you know, taking his boxing skills. He's an Al Heyman fighter. I think if it's a close fight, they'll give it to Figueroa based on his name and based on his alliance with Al Heyman. So again, that's something to, you know, to start the action off this coming Saturday, and I do see that to be a pretty good fight as well, but not as action-packed as the other two fights, to be honest with you. And on an untelevised bout, a Stay Busy fight with Deontay Wilder. If you don't know Deontay Wilder, I've been talking about this guy for years. I mean, he has 31 wins, 0 losses, 31 knockouts. So every fight he's been on, he's knocked his opponent out. He was supposed to be fighting Bermane Stiverne in the next couple months, but Stiverne had an injury, so he's in a Stay Busy fight this coming Saturday with a guy named Jason Gaverne. You know, he's gonna, in my opinion, blow this guy out in the first 3-4 rounds. So look forward to him just getting some work in. You know, stay fit. You know, making sure that all that training, you know, wasn't for nothing, and then getting in there early next year for the WBC Heavyweight Championship against Bermane Stiverne. So again, like or subscribe. You know, I really need you guys to kind of give me your opinion. Let me know what you guys feel about this card. I think it's going to be a competitive card. And you know, like I said, comment or email me on any new information that you guys hear from. All right, and I look forward to talking to you guys again. Thanks a lot for your time.